We're here with the amazing Kasim G.
Hey, yes.
Remember me?
Yes, we do.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming to How to Start.
Yeah.
Because when I first started watching YouTube videos and being in YouTube videos, I used to watch your channel.
I'm sorry to hear it. I think I do hear that occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard for me even years later to kind of think about other people watching my videos, because when I made them, it was like I didn't really think anyone would watch them, you know, and I almost get a little embarrassed because it's like you know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's like
So let's start. How did you start? Why did you start? And do you remember the first YouTube video you did?
yeah. Again, I should preface this with, like, I can tell you how I started my YouTube channel, but I definitely can't tell you how to properly maintain a YouTube channel. And I can't tell you, like, you know, I can tell you how to walk away from a YouTube channel really easily, but how to start one, I definitely did that.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And if you were to go to my YouTube channel right now, you'd see, like, there's a bunch of subscribers, but I think most of them have passed away, and they died because something happened, and I don't post anymore really. But when I do, no one watches. So I don't want anyone to take pity on me.
No.
I'm just being realistic. Don't take any of the advice I'm about to give you.
Okay.
Cool?
Sure.
Well, I'm sure YouTube has had a lot of different
YouTube's
changes
changed, and I think if you were going to take something away from what's happened with YouTube is, like, it can all change, and you have to, like, the people that are most successful on the platform are the ones that roll with the changes, like, the easiest. Mm-hmm. And you have people like Shane Dawson, who have had, like, these waves in his YouTube career. Right now he's, like, riding high. He's on the crest of a huge wave, but there are times where things weren't going well, and he's a great example of just, like, keep doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like, people will appreciate that, and they'll stick with you, and they'll see that you're working hard. Me, on the other hand,
Yeah.
just stop, and people will forget that you ever made videos, unless you're Lauren, and then I appreciate you even remembering. But there was a time when I was, like, super, I was in with both feet, you know. YouTube was, like, it was everything. It was like, because I was working a regular retail job.
Where?
I worked at Best Buy.
All right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I didn't know you worked at Best Buy.
I've told this story a couple times, but it's still great because I still shop at Best Buy, because it's like I like to know about the colors that, like, you know, it's like a moth to a flame for me, and I like to go in and see what movies are at. But I was working at Best Buy, and by then I had been working there for, I want to say, like, almost 10 years.
Wow.
Like, it was my first job. I got
Which one?
It was in Thousand Oaks.
Oh, Thousand Oaks.
Store 112.
I've been there.
Store 112, and I got a job there at 16. It was my first job. The second place I ever applied. The first place I applied when I was 15 and a half, Baja Fresh.
Wow.
So you can see I had big
You had
dreams.
it going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Baja Fresh, by the way, was the first ever Baja Fresh.
Wow.
Since they
You're
have
first with
shut
everything,
down.
right?
Yeah.
YouTube.
They have shut it down. And if I could make, if the CEO or the board of directors of Baja Fresh are watching, you need to reopen that store. It was a flagship store and meant a lot to the people in the community in Newbury Park, California.
All right.
However, I was working at Best Buy, right? And I by that time, 10 years in, I'm like supervisor, manager, and I hire a guy. His name's Corey Williams. And he had a YouTube channel, and he was like one of the first guys that really figured out how to use YouTube as a platform. And he had a viral video called the Mean Kitty Song, and he came in for a job. He, like, moved down from Modesto, moved down to Thousand Oaks, and he was like, I interviewed him, and in the interview he mentioned that he had this viral video, and I was doing comedy kind of like on the side, stand-up. And I was very interested, and I knew of YouTube, but I just thought of it as a place to, like, upload bits of my bad stand-up act, you know? And he said, no, I had this video, and it gets this many views. Like, he's like, it gets like 10,000 views a day, and I make this much money from it a month. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. You're hired. And
Why are you here for this?
yeah. I'll hire you. And then he proceeded. He was very generous, and he showed me everything there is to know about YouTube. This was in like 2007 or 8. He showed me everything there was about the site, like to know how to like engage with viewers, and how to just upload, how to shoot stuff, how to edit stuff, because I didn't know any of that. I just knew that there was stuff I wanted to like do.
Yeah.
So maybe like a year, 2 years later, you know, I start going to like some of these YouTube meetups, and I think that's a big key of making it, is like networking. It's got to be like 8/10 of this whole thing. It's like meeting the right person, getting, you know, having them be in your, like the word collab, you know, you hear it a lot, but like back then nobody really knew what that was. But that is so important to grow your audience. Otherwise, like, how are you supposed to get new viewers and people if it's not from like getting other people to appear in your videos and you appearing in other people's videos? So essentially it was a lot of networking until eventually I had like a nice little subscriber base. And then, you know, then it was a matter of finding like a format that worked. And the first format that worked was just me being on the street. Like when I was growing up, Jay Leno was on the street doing jaywalking.
Right. Jaywalking, yeah.
And
before Letterman did stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff, yeah.
And but nobody was like really doing it online, so like I didn't invent anything special. I just took a microphone and a camera out to the Venice Boardwalk, and like I remember asking Philip DeFranco, like, because he has a new show, he had a new show back then, he still does today. I was like, hey, do you know of like any of the topics you're going to be talking about in your new show today? Because I can just go do like a field piece for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, one of the things I'm going to talk about is Miss California. And I guess there was a piece of news where Miss California had some like lewd photos leak online or something.
I was.
You may remember.
No. I was the leaker.
You leaked.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
He was on the set of Striptease with Demi Moore and leaking photos of Miss California.
And shaking our president's hand, yeah.
So I went and just asked a bunch of people on the boardwalk what they thought about this news. And like, I didn't know how to use a camera. I went to Radio Shack to buy a corded mic, so I was always kind of like too close to the camera. And we didn't know how to white balance. Everything was blown out, and you could barely see that there were human figures in the shot. But it somehow worked out, and he used a 30-second clip for his news show. And then like, you know, overnight there was like, I had doubled or tripled the amount of subscribers that I had. And I was like, oh, I guess I got to do more of these. So I did a few more for Phil, and then I would give him like a 30-second snippet, and then I'd put like the 2-3 minute version on my channel. And then that's kind of...
Wow.
That's
so
amazing.
It was basically meeting the right people, and I had to get to a point where I had to like quit my regular day job to be able to give enough time and energy to this thing. And I remember the day like I quit, it was like super nerve-wracking. And
you had to go to your boss at Best Buy and say, hey.
Yeah, and I think by that point they were sick of me, like always, you know, talking about not them or work, you know, and like looking forward to having days off and like never being there again.
When you get to that status of the company, you can do that. You know how to kind of work the
I guess
system.
I still have a soft spot in my heart for that specific store.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and I remember when I went to go remodel my kitchen, I bought all my appliances at my old Best Buy store.
See?
Did you get a discount?
I don't know. I think
You can't say that.
I know. I think I might have gotten a little discount, but I don't think anything more than like what a normal person would get.
The guy who started you, who you hired, when you left, was he still working there?
No, I think he left way before me.
Way before.
Yeah. He really started rocking and rolling on YouTube, and he was like one of the first true YouTube stars. And he still makes videos. You guys can check him out.
What's his channel?
He does. He has a family vlog channel, which is Live Each Day. That, and he has two adorable kids, and he has a wife, and he lives in Oklahoma, and they
Wow.
much there's I mean there's without him I would have never figured it out, but it's like you meet one person, then you meet the next, and it's like it really is networking. I'm in a great example of having the drive and the energy to do something with like mediocre talent. Like the talent on YouTube is like I'm not just saying that, I'm just saying you just got to be meeting the right people, and then like be funny enough and have the format, I was lucky enough to have a format that I stumbled across. That's it really.
Well, I think life is that, timing. It's so important, right? Luck and timing and having some talent, but timing is so important,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's totally key. And, and I could say it's, if you don't maintain it, it'll go away, and it'll go away fast. But there's a point where I think, and a lot of YouTubers are probably feeling this now, where they're like super burnt out. You hear a lot of people talk about being burnt out. I'm sure you know. It's not healthy trying to feed an audience that will never be satiated with the amount of content you put up.
Right.
They always want more and more and more, and you can keep giving it and you can keep giving it, but at like the price of your physical and mental health. And I think I got it super early, and I was like, this is not something I think I can keep doing.
Right.
So I had to like scale back, and I think I'm way happier now. And like my audience is down to a size that's like, to me, manageable.
Okay. So
Is that just something losers say?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Wait. Yeah.
Very manageable. And what's great nowadays online is that you don't have to have like a crazy, huge following to be able to sustain a living, right? There's Facebook Live, there's like Patreon, there's lots of ways. Like Instagram is a great way to just cultivate a following. There's lots of ways to make money.
What's your favorite one, you say?
I don't know if I have one right now. YouTube has changed so much, and I am not the type of person that gets ads put on their video on YouTube, and they've stripped all the advertising on all my channels. Like the only way I really...
Me too.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Me too.
Unless you're...
Oh, really?
Unless you're doing toy unboxings or like, very family-friendly stuff, it's tough to make a living. I, as a viewer, watch a lot of like esports and like video gaming and like Twitch and Facebook gaming and like places like that. Because I like video games a lot. So I think if I were to start over on another platform today, I don't know if it would be YouTube, but I don't know. I think it's nice that there are options now.
I heard that Baja Fresh is going to have their own platform, and I know some people. I'm going to make a call for you.
All they got to do
think?
is reopen their flagship store.
And do the show from. We just came up with something. Yeah.
Open up Baja Fresh's inside of Best Buys.
Oh, let's hold hands.
I will run it.
Goodness, yes.
It's a genius idea.
That's great. Look,
do you guys get to keep that idea because it was born on your show? Or
how about all three of us? And I like when you come up with an idea, you go to the porno mustache. You can do this. I love that, man.
So I should probably explain this because I grew this as a joke, and then it just became part of my face, and it took years.
I think some people look good with mustache goatees. You look good with that. I like that. You like it?
I really appreciate that.
I think that it's
because every time I catch a glimpse of myself in a mirror, I'm like, who are you trying to fool with that scum stash?
I think it's good. And by the way, I have kind of a man crush on you with that. I want to be honest with everybody.
Are we going before the show? We were talking about man crushes.
We were
absolutely. Are we going back to the man crush?
Yeah. Who's your man crush? Oh, do you have a woman crush?
Oh God, there's so many out there.
Who's your Tom Hardy?
Who's your Tom Hardy? Who do you like? Yeah, who's your?
There's just so many out
Lady
there.
Gaga? Is that your girl?
Oh yeah, definitely Lady Gaga is definitely up there.
She's up
I really
there?
like her. There's so many like amazing, like Reese Witherspoon is awesome. Like Anna Faris. Anna
she's
Faris
great.
is amazing.
Ruth Buzzy? Oh, no.
I don't know who that is. Who's Ruth Buzzy?
Never mind. That's way old school, right, Ange?
Yeah, I just turned 35, and that's a little above.
Yeah,
my,
that's way past.
Happy birthday. Your birthday was yesterday.
Happy
Thanks.
birthday.
What'd you guys get me?
I wish.
I don't know. We should have gotten you
Yeah, I
some.
should have got you something. I feel
There's a
awful
guy that
now.
just left.
I know.
All right.
We're bringing in Baja Fresh for you for your birthday.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
thank you.
Only from that store, because that's.
Yeah, I think it's like a Country Harvest, like local breakfast place now,
my goodness.
which is sad.
Did you have a nice birthday?
Yeah, I had a lot of family come down.
Oh, that's great.
When you are in your mid-30s, each birthday you want to kind of avoid as much as possible and not talk about, because you feel older. But it was nice. I had family from all over the world fly in, come down from the Bay Area. My cousin's here.
I saw your cousin. Nice
My
guy.
aunt from no, he's terrible. You haven't gotten to know him yet.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, it was great.
Well, I want to tell you something about 35. It's very interesting. I'm a little older than you guys. I'm not going to tell you, but
But you got a backwards hat.
I have a backwards hat. I'm trying to be young and hip. But I will tell you, when I meet the ladies on all the sites, the Bumbles and all that stuff, 35.
Yeah.
Forever.
I would buy it.
35 forever. It's the golden age, because 40.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 40.
I know.
35.
Sure. Well, you made me feel a little better about it.
Okay, I'm just letting
But
you know.
like your 35 is my 29.
Exactly. Okay.
You know,
Oh, okay. You're 29. Okay. I'm 30.
29. It's like, yeah, I'm just figuring stuff out, but like, my bones just hardened, and like I can
Wait,
like
wait,
squat.
what did you say?
My bones hardened.
Oh, okay. I thought you were sensitive.
It takes a while. You're like
Family.
shiny. You're good at 29.
But watch when you get older, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll appreciate 35 more.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are. I think it's super rude to ask women how old they are. How old are you?
25.
You've been on YouTube just as long as I have, I feel like.
I've been on YouTube for a very long time.
Do you resent it like I do?
Are you bitter and angry?
Has it turned you into an angry person?
Honestly, I was very upset when the whole apocalypse happened, because I was just, I was paying my rent, my bills, and my assistance from YouTube, and then all of a sudden, like, it just like went away.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere. So then I just started doing brand deals after brand deals after brand deals, and then I became like a walking infomercial, and that's where I think I got started losing my mind.
I should do more of those. I remember I never get asked to do any of that stuff, but Head and Shoulders was like, hey, we'll give you some money to make an Instagram post, and I maybe do one Instagram post a month. And so I figured it'd be really weird if my monthly Instagram post was me being like, hey guys, like, you want to get rid of that dandruff? Here's a great product. But then I missed out on money that I need to survive. So
yeah.
Maybe there's a better brand out there for me, like some sort of mustache oil or wax.
I like that.
Beard oils
sure.
And the razors. Guys have razors.
Yeah.
There's so many things, but you've been also doing this forever, and you have so many friends that are other YouTubers that are either stopped doing YouTube or still doing YouTube.
Yeah.
How is it still like? Are you still in that community?
I'd say there are ones that stick around because they're good people, and then like the majority of the people that you just kind of meet casually, like you don't, unless you have something to offer, which is like your audience, because like let's face it, most YouTubers are only friends with other YouTubers because it's like a safety net in their their subscribers and like their channel. And but once like somebody realizes that person doesn't really have anything to give me, like then they stop calling, texting, asking, for you to collab, and it's like
sad.
It's like it's fine, because it's like, do you really need that person around? Mm-hmm. It's like it's the ones that are good people stick around.
Mm-hmm. Sure. No, that's a
what
good
a
analogy.
bummer.
Yeah.
What a bummer I've been, huh?
So I have I just have a few more questions for you, because I've just been watching your videos. So do you still like? I know you did that podcast with Jash last year. Do you have any plans for future things?
I'm trying to work out how to like have a show without having a crew. Which is where like a live Twitch or something very simple, where it's just like a green screen and me and one other person, without having to like, have a lot of this stuff, which requires people to,
set it
pay
up.
for and set up. And then, you know, I'm gonna produce and like, you know, I'll do some behind the scenes stuff where I don't have to put my face in front of a camera anymore, which I think is better for everybody. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. But I really like your comedy, so I hope that you start your Twitch thing. I started on Twitch, and
how do you like it?
That's where I had the crazy stalkers come.
Well, that's definitely something that's happened. People will really the guys that are trolls are on every platform, and they will find a way to like F with you on YouTube and on Twitch, and unfortunately it's like part of it, right?
Yeah.
That's part of what we do.
Let me ask you, I am sorry about these trolls and stuff. You think they'd fall in love with a big, fat, sweaty guy? I'm thinking I would like some of these.
You want some of these trolls?
I'm thinking about it. Look at me. I mean, I can think of Annalise guys, right?
I absolutely agree.
I'm thinking about it. Maybe you can teach me how to get in on there. Mm-hmm. Maybe just a half hour at the big, fat, sweaty guy.
I think we go with the Kevin James angle with you.
I like it.
You have a very lovable.
You think? Really?
Yeah.
Could I be top 5
sort of
romance?
thing.
Maybe? Am I on your list?
I think, like I said, my man crushes, you just slid into number 5. There are 4 others.
I love it.
But you've got nowhere to go but up.
Well, it's funny because I have this whole thing. I'm in love with this one girl named Victoria. And I'm thinking about, I have just a channel devoted to like the trolls tell me how to maybe win her love.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'd say be careful.
Okay.
Everything I'm hearing sounds like what a stalker would do. But like
Really?
also, love is love.
Love is love. And these people, maybe these trolls will relate to a guy like me. You know?
I think you could be the head guy.
Oh, I love
King
it.
Troll.
This advice is good.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you're too fun of a guy. You've got to
get a little edgy.
I'd say grow a neck beard.
Oh, neck beard. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't see you drinking like a Mountain Dew, Code Red.
Oh, no. None of that.
You know, I'd say more of that. I'd say Flamin' Hot Cheetos or a bag of Takis always.
Okay.
Like a belt of them.
Oh, okay. I like it. Okay.
Some sort of chip dust should be on your shirt at all times.
Should I move back in with my parents? Oh, wait, I still live with my parents.
Okay, yeah. All right, I was going to say.
Okay. All right, I'm all set. I appreciate that.
We'll take that advice and run with it.
I'm going to run with it.
Or walk with it, whatever's
Well, you told me you wanted to produce and not be on. I could be your new guy.
That was me. That was me producing. I'm a genius.
Love it.
So where can everybody find you? Where do you post the most if I
on,
want to tell everyone to follow you?
Let's see, I tweet about once every 3 weeks at Caston G. Instagram once every 4 weeks at GMESSAK. My name backwards because somebody took it.
Took your name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
But that won't happen anymore.
Why?
No one squats my name anymore. What a bummer.
So
they're telling me to leave.
And you're gonna start a Twitch soon, hopefully, or?
Yeah. I think I got a future in. I'm gonna wear a lot of low-cut shirts.
Okay, that's
and
a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Do ASMR. Yeah.
No, what is that?
It's when you whisper really low and it's supposed to be like kind of.
Oh, we like hip and happening.
Oh no, he's not gonna show up next week. He just discovered his new fetish.
Oh my God, I add that with the flaming Cheetos. I'll be good. Right?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming.
I
Actually,
appreciate it.
just before we wrap it up again, I'm sorry, just keeping you here.
No,
on
I
this
know.
couch.
I'm very irresistible.
I met you at Comic-Con a bunch of times. I was in
Ooh, yeah.
a few of your videos where you're interviewing cosplay girls.
That was my bread and butter for a long time.
And
College what?
cosplay?
Oh, what's that?
When girls dress up in
This is
costumes?
another fetish.
Cosplay. Okay.
Yeah.
So a little,
We're giving him a list of things
Wow.
to research on the internet after the show.
I like this.
So did you do that this year? Or you didn't get to do it this
I
year?
went for the first time. It was my 10th year going in a row, but my first time not filming anything. But I dressed up as Spider-Man.
How did it feel?
It was great. I had something over my face, and I was just a cosplayer for the first time in my life. Yeah, I was one of those guys that shouldn't have been in tight spandex, but I was.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would I look in tight spandex?
I don't know. I feel there's way more characters that would fit that sort of.
But always have the Cheetos.
Yeah.
Always the crumbs on my shirt.
Absolutely.
That's a good look. I love it. Hey,
Yeah.
man, I wanted to give you the same handshake our president gave me when I met him. Thank you for coming on the
That
show.
feels disgusting.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
happy birthday.
And a bag
Happy
of
birthday.
Takis. Thanks, guys.
You're a good man.
Yes,
Great.
guys, make sure to check out Kasim G. This is how to start a YouTube channel with the amazing Kasim.
That's
It is so,
all.
thank you so much for
Thanks for
coming.
having me.
Kasim has millions of followers, so the fact that he came all the way here to be on our podcast.
That's
I'm
nice.